about the town from which you came, but please tell me first, where were you born?
I was born Tarnopol, Tarnopol. That is that was Poland till 39, and now that belongs to Ukraine.
What was your birth date?
May 5, 1923.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Tarnopol over there.
Now, what part of Poland is that?
That is eastern Poland, almost to the border with Russia, with the Soviet Union in that time.
What is the largest city, clear?
A bigger city is Lvov, Lemberg, bigger city. And that was also not a small city, but it was 40,000 inhabitants. And between them, it was 60% Jewish.
And how did most people in Tarnopol earn their living?
It was no big factories over there. It's a rural area, and it was, let's say, they got stores, a barber shop, tailor shop, a service area mostly, hardware stores, which catering to the surrounded area to the peasants from the Ukrainian and Polacks.
How did most of the Jews earn their living?
It was not an easy way to earn a living over there, but everyone was living happy in that time.
Can we talk a little about your family? How many children were in the immediate family?
I have three. We have been 4 children. 1 sister and 2 brothers, and I was the oldest.
What were their names?
That was, my name is Yosel. That was the second one, and the sister was Esther, and the youngest brother Gershon.
What was your name at birth?
My name at birth was Liza Lippe Segner, S-E-G-N-E-R.
What were your parents' names?
My father's name is Chaim Mendel Segner, and my mother's name was Neshe Segner.
Do you remember her maiden name?
Her maiden name was Schwerman.
How did your parents earn a living?
My father was distributing water. It was no sewer system in that part that we live. That like a milkman distribute milk, he was distributing water and getting money for that.
How far were you able to go to school before the war interfered with your studies?
I went to the 7th grade school. I went to Cheder, and after that, when I finished public school, there was a discussion in the family. What should we do with the oldest son? I wanted to study, but to study you need money, and secondly, in that time, to finish study, you have to go to a university. That my parents, together with the whole family, they decided learn a trade, and that would be for his life the best thing. And they decided I was skinny. And I would like to be a mechanic. No, you're too skinny for a mechanic. You're too weak. The best thing, go to a tailor. And they sent me to a tailor to learn the trade.
Do you remember any incidents of anti-Semitism that happened to you or your family? That is before the war.
Yes. All right. It was when Pilsudski passed away. That was the president of Poland. It was a memorial, and we staying with Jew and Polacks together, and I'm with the head. I didn't realize that you have to take the head and down the head. And Polak named me, "Ty, Żydzie, take down the head." But that was a minor incident. A bigger incident was, when I went to learn the trade, I went to a nocturnal school to learn more, three grades more during the night. And that was in the neighborhood of where the Polacks used to live. And when we went together, two boys, they beat us up one time. All right, what can we do? Nothing. But next day, we got together with a couple more boys, and when we went back from the school, we ripped a fence. We ripped a fence with sticks, and when we saw the Polacks coming to us, we beat them up. When we beat them up, I don't know how, but they advised to the Polish police, and they took us for one night. That was the first time I was in jail for beating them up. If they beat us up, it was nothing. That was the incident. Also, let's say if I like sports. We used to go to soccer games. It was a Jewish team, Ukrainian team, and a Polish team. One day, the Polish team lost to the Jewish team. One of the players took out a gun. He wanted to shoot somebody from the Jewish team. And you know, in a commotion between Polacks and Jews, that was the...
Can we talk about the time that Hitler was on the rise to power in Europe, before the war came to Poland? During those pre-war years, what did you hear what was happening in Germany?
We heard that they sending out the Jews who were born in Poland, but they lived in Germany for generations, but still they consider themselves Polish Jews. They send them back to Poland. And yeah, one incident I want to tell you also, what the life was over there. It was a time when the storekeeper, they used to edit newspapers portraying the Jew as the exploitator with the big noses, same thing as in Germany. They did that, and the Polish acquired the same system. They staying before the store. If a peasant from want to buy sugar, or soap, or material, or clothing, because the Jew got the stores, they stay and say, "Don't buy by the Jew. Don't buy the Jew. He is an exploitator." And you know, and that is, you feel it, you felt it in that way.
Did you or any members of your family try to leave at this time?
No, it was no, we didn't think, my parents didn't think about leaving. We got no, they survived the First War, the First World War. And my mother was a refugee in the First War. And she know how hard it is to be a refugee. To go again, to be a refugee, to go places, they didn't consider to emigrate it. To Palestine, it was, yes, it was a movement to go to Palestine, which I was too young at that time. And we didn't consider, we blend in the life, we saw everything, and take it as it is.
Where were you living when the war broke out?
I was living in Ternopil. The war between Germany and Poland, I was living in Ternopil. That was in 39.
What happened in Tarnopol after that?
In 17th of September 1939, Germany occupied one part of Poland, and Hitler with Ribbentrop, they made Hitler with Molotov, they made a pact, and they divided Poland between two. My part, our part, belonged to the Soviet Union at that time. And that was the start of the Second War, but it was bombardment in our city, they bombarded the railroad, they bombarded, but...
Who bombarded your
The
city?
The German bombarded the city. And in 17th of September, the Soviet Union marched into our city. That was divided between Poland and Germany, between Russia and Germany.
Were you offered Russian citizenship at that time?
You automatically, not that you offered, if they occupy, they call it liberators. They liberated us. And to tell you the truth, we didn't feel, for us, changing the government, we got not too much love for the Polish government. It was changing guards.
Were any of the citizens deported from the town by the Russians?
Yes. That is a class, yes. They are, let's say, those who were active in the Zionistic organization, they deported. Also, they call it bourgeois, mean capitalist. What mean capitalist? If he got a store, a big store, or a smaller store, and somebody pointed to him that he is a capitalist, that they call it element, not desirable element. And they were deported to Russia, to Soviet Union at that time.
Were the Jews treated any differently than the Polish?
No, but the Soviet, it was no difference between, if your class was higher, it was different. But the Jew they didn't treat differently as Polish. A lot of Ukrainian over there also.
Can you describe your life under the Russians?
All right. As I told you, I was learning the trade as a tailor. In that time, when they came over, opposite from privatized, they institutionalized all, they made cooperatives, which mean that if my boss wanted to join the cooperative, I could join the cooperative. They call it maybe 200 people, and they made a big tailor shop. I wasn't, my boss didn't went to he was too old, he couldn't join. And he didn't join, I couldn't join the cooperative, that I was unemployed. And by the Soviet, if you unemployed, you got no, they give you a temporary, like you call it citizenship, they give you a temporary residence. If I don't join a workplace, that I am a parasite. A parasite is a person who is inutile. That I went to do something to get papers. And after that, I joined the tailor cooperative, and we were working as tailors. We did work in the machine.
What were living conditions like in Tarnopol during that time under the Russians?
Right. You see, you have to adapt to the circumstances. When they came in, it was everything in abundance. Stores were, if you have money, you bought it. If you don't have the money, you didn't buy it. But when they came in, the propaganda said that everything is okay, the socialism is provided for everyone, and big songs. But little by little, they took away from the stores the merchandise. And in Russia wasn't enough that time merchandise that the soldiers came in and they bought everything what they could buy. Even we met a soldier that he got 5 watches, and we asked him, why you have 5 watches? What, you have everything. Oh yes, everything we have. And is a word in Jewish that men fragt a Zellner, als is du, en zures is du, se du zures.
You translate that.
Oh, okay. If they say, if everything is over there, but you have, how you say zures?
Trouble.
Trouble. And the Jew said to him, is trouble over there? Oh yes, a lot of trouble over there. But didn't realize what he said. Okay, in that time, sugar was a big item, sugar. Soap was a big item. Shoes, let's say. The distribution is disrupted in that time because they didn't have over there in Russia, and they didn't bring to our part. And we know that they're going to sell shoes, that you stay in the line, you buy shoes, even you don't need the shoes. And after that, come in a farmer that you barter the shoe for wood to heat the house, for milk, for bread was, sugar was also, that sometimes we have in the house more sugar that we needed, but you buy it.
Was your family able to remain in their home during this period?
Yes, we remained to the home till, yes, we remained in the home. And it came in a lot of refugees from the other side, Poland came in.
And what did they tell you? What happened to them?
You see, they told us that the German beat up it was the beginning, that was in 39, and that they beat up the Jews over there. Especially, it was told that young people, they more in danger by the German, that a lot of them came over to our part, and a lot of refugees. Now, the Soviet government did one thing. After they came to us, the refugee, understandable, they didn't have their own family, they didn't have where to live, they lived with somebody, or with a family, or if not, they paid to live, and they were working. As a matter of fact, they're working in my place, they're working also refugees, they're working in our place. But finally, you get family lonesome. You left a wife, you left a father, a mother, and the Soviet, they said, who want to go back to, not to Germany, back to your town, is a registration. And a lot of people registered to go back because it was almost half a year. They lonely. And the sanitation condition was not so great. If you out of the house, you got no clothing, no winter clothing.
Were you getting any news of the Jews from their hometowns?
Yes.
What happened to them?
Yes. We're getting news that is bad. But a lot of people didn't believe it till they don't see with their own eyes. And a lot of people, I know people that they went back illegally, back to Warsaw or to Lodz. And in the Soviet, in that time when they registered, next couple days, they know the addresses, and they came in with trucks, and those old people who registered to go back to Germany, they called it Germany in that time, they took them in and they took them all the way to Siberia. They did them a favor because they survived. A lot of them survived. But anyhow, they took them to Siberia, working on the harsh condition and forests, and a lot of them passed out.
How long were you able to stay in Tarnopol?
I stayed till the war between Germany and Russia started. As you know, Germany made a pact with Russia in 1939, and Germany got from Russia food. We was laughing. We saw the echelon mean railroad wagons with food, and the Germans sent to Russia typing machines, bicycles, and Germany prepared itself with Russian food, with swine, with livestock. And when they started the war in 1941, that was in June 21, all of a sudden Germany started the war against Russia.
Was Tarnopol occupied by the Germans?
It was occupied, but I wasn't. Okay.
When did you leave?
Okay. When Germany started the war against Russia, my mother, she saw that a lot of people going from west to east, walking. Not when I'm saying going, I mean I'm translating that I'm a guide. Walking from Przemyśl, that is Lvov, Lemberg, and all the Germans are already over there. That we know, it was no newspaper. If somebody got a radio, that we knew that they are near. That one day, my mother in the morning came in, you know, we got an aunt in Kiev, that is in Ukraine. And she said, you know, I'm the oldest son. Go to your aunt in Kiev. I used to write to them letters in Russian, and I remember the address, and she said, go to your aunt in Kiev, you're the oldest one. They don't want to do us nothing, the Germans, because they didn't do in the First War. That was the impression. And she gave me two loaves of bread, and she told me, take a coat, take change of clothing. I didn't know what I am doing. And as a matter of fact, she gave me the pictures of them, remember us, and go to your aunt in Kiev. The war going to finish in 2 or 3 weeks. That was the impression.
Can you describe the day you left and what your thoughts were at that time?
All right. It was, you see, it was, as a matter of fact, I didn't see my father. My father was still working. And I was in the house in the morning, and I saw one friend left and the other one, and I said, all right, this is an adventure. I'm going to go to my aunt in Kiev. My brother, the younger brother of me, Yosel, he was shorter than me, but you know, there's a difference between 2 years. But I consider myself a bigger one, older one, and he accompanied me to the place where I was working, and my mother gave me the things on the shoulder, a rucksack, a bag to carry everything. And she gave me the coat because she knew what was. When we came to the place where I was working, I saw a short jacket. I said, you take back the coat. I don't want it. And my brother begged me, let me go with you. I said, where are you going to go? In 2 weeks I'll be back. I'm sorry. I still, all life, I got a feeling that of my gewissen, that I didn't take my brother with me. And I never, we walking, the German shot at us. That was not, I was a civilian, I was a young man. And we walked till the Russian border, the old Russian border, Podvolochisk, walking at feet.
And how far was that?
That was at 25 kilometers.
What time of the year was that?
That was in July. That was in July, 1941. I didn't, as soon as we came to the border, they say to us, don't say that you running away from the German, say that you are from Russia, you're going back to the fatherland. Not to make a panic between them. And after that, I met other young men in my age that I know. We went together to school, and it was that trains running with soldiers, and civilian also. We jumped in a train, and we went farther with the train. Now, my destiny is supposed to be Kiev, which is, the German occupied Kiev before I came in. They surrounded Kiev, I couldn't go nowhere. And I went farther west. Going with the train, I got another experience. My friend, from the same school, I jumped out of the train to pick up water to drink, and I told him, if the train gonna run away, that was a freight train. There was no jump down, and with my belonging, the train ran away. He is not here. I am like that, but nothing.
And where were you at that time?
That was in a railroad station. And I took another train. I don't know where I'm going. And it was chaos. I'm saying good chaos that. It was not organized, running away, soldiers, civilians, Jew, Ukrainian, was completely out of, and now, after that, we came to a place, they call it Dnipropetrovsk. I think at night we traveled with that train, and we went down, they told us, you know what, go to a kolkhoz, that means a collective farm. At least you're going to have food over there. And I went down, and they took us to a collective farm. We were working in a collective farm for 2 weeks, and doing manual labor. At least we have food.
Were you still posing as a Russian?
No. I didn't pose as a Russian. I was, they didn't ask you. You see, really in that time, I belong to Russia, because automatically that citizenship was granted to all people who lived over there. And as a matter of fact, I went in a kolkhoz, collective farm, who was through Jewish people got the collective farm. After 2 weeks, we heard that the German near. And I see that is back to Germany, I'm not going. I mean, back to Ternopil. I went again to the railroad station. I was young, jumped on the train, and went to a city they called Rostov on the Don. Over there I managed to buy socks, things to dress, and went to visit. And I knew that in other places they got not enough material goods, that I sold them over there. That way I could survive. That was the life of a young man surviving by himself, no friends, no family.
Did you get any news from your family during this time?
No news whatsoever. But we know that the German crossing more and more near. That was.
Did you hear what was happening to the Jews as the Germans came through?
You see, the Russian, they say that they kill. The Russian didn't wanted to say that they kill Jews specially. They said that they kill a lot of people. They didn't say directly. They didn't want to say that they kill only Jews.
Did you experience any anti-Semitism during this period?
In that time, I didn't get anti-Semitism from the Russian directly, because I didn't have directly anti-Semitism from them as a Jew, from the Russian, from the Soviet.
Did you hide the fact that you were Jewish at any time?
No, I didn't hide the fact.
Where did you go after Rostov?
After Rostov, it was cold, getting colder. I looked myself. I got no warm clothes. I got no. That we know that they need people to work. A lot of men went to the army. I was young at that time, and they told us that they need to transport livestock to Caucasus, because the Russian, when they left parts, they cleaned up everything, factories, livestock, houses burned down. The Germans shouldn't have nothing to support themselves. And that time they took us to transport livestock to Caucasus. That was also a week in foot, walking, like cowboys doing that. And I went, we came to where we supposed to deliver. There was one or two men who know where to go, and we watched. When we came over there in Krasnodarsky Krai, that is a rural area, rich in fruits, rich in, the soil is very good, and we got food enough, but we knew that the front is coming to us, the German. And I heard that Tashkent is a place where during the winter it's not cold. And I decided to jump on a train, and I went to Tashkent.
What part? That was still
That
in the
is,
Ukraine?
no, that is in Uzbekistan already. You see, the Caucasus, that is not Ukraine, that is the German occupying that time already. They occupy, the front advanced much more. They occupy the German, almost Ukraine they occupy in that time, and that was Caucasus much further, and that is in Uzbekistan, that is near Afghanistan, almost the same terrain as Afghanistan. It was, on the railroad station, it was help from the government, because it was a lot of refugees. They call a lot of refugees, not only Jewish, and they try to distribute the refugee women, children, men under the age in the military service. And they try to distribute the people where to eat, how to eat. And it was one thing, and that was in Tashkent, it was a bureau that they sent us 100 kilometers in the mountain, and that is in Uzbekistan. We don't know where we're going, but at least they give you bread, they give you. And I know that that was in 41, that was in November.
You say they sent you, was that the Russian government?
Yeah. It's not government, it's our committees, they send me, yes. Because it's not that in the Soviet Union, you're not individual. They give you a place where to sleep, they tell you where to work. If you have to travel, you have to have also a paper to show that why you travel. I was too young to be served in the military service.
How old were you at this time?
I was 18 years. Too young to be in military service, that they sent us 100 kilometers in the mountain, in a region which is very is no electricity. Even you can imagine when they plow the air, they plow with a wooden plower, a aka, how you say an akara, to plow the earth.
You plowed the earth?
Yeah, with a wooden, not advanced was that over there. It was no forests, and over there they send us to they call it also kolkhoz. The Uzbek, they live over there in houses, small houses, and they sleep on the floor. And they send a group of refugees over there also.
What time of the year was that?
That was in October 41.
That was beginning to get cold then.
Yes, but over there is not so cold. It's no snow over there, but it's winter. It's winter like here in Florida. When it rains, it can be frosty a little bit, but there's no snow. Over there, how the life was, they give us 10 grams of wheat. We're supposed to go to the milliner to grind the wheat, and after that we're supposed to make like a matzah. to eat that. And I was hungry. I couldn't, and yeah, to make fire, no wood. You have to take like a small tree, a small wild grass. You make a fire to warm that up. In that time, I fell sick with typhoid. And my luck was that I got no food to eat. And I got two boys the same age as I am. And that was a bad experience. And they were hungry also. They killed a dog. And they made a soup. I didn't know what they doing, but they gave me to eat. And I remember at home, I didn't want to eat a soup with kasha because I didn't like it. And that time, little by little, I got a little better. They said to me, the two boys, don't lay on the floor because the air is going to take you in. It was in the bare floor, you lay. Little by little, I got a little better, and I heard they forming a Polish army in that region. From those old people who Russia sent away to Siberia, they liberated them. And they made a Polish army to fight against Germany. And that was through auspices from England. England was together also. All right, when I went, I decided if I'm going to stay over there, I'm going to pass out because I saw people dying. I know a man, a husky man, older than me, he passed away from typhoid. It was also, why is the region is like that? You, streams of water from the mountains. You wash over there your face, you wash your clothes over there, and you take the same water, and you drink the same water. Because higher, 20 kilometers, the same stream goes through. And in the body, lower, you have to use that water because it's no water, no wells, and using that water. A lot of people died of typhoid, but I decided I want to leave it. And with the two boys, we walked.
Were you free to leave at any time?
Oh, yeah.
You weren't guarded by anyone?
No, I wasn't guarded. I was free. That time was a free, yeah. In 1941, I was sick. And I remember, even it's not mine holiday, but New Year is always a little, you make a New Year party, you go out with girls, boy, I am sick. I got a razor blade, I used to shave, started to shave ready. And I said, why I have to live? I'm going to cut my wrist.
Where were you at that time?
In that place. That was in the mountain, high in the mountain. I want to commit suicide. I don't have nothing. But one thing got me courage to survive everything and to come back to tell my parents how I survived, what happened with me, that I am, and maybe that was that I got strength from nowhere and I survived. All right, going back from over there, that was February already. It was raining, and we walked with the two boys. We walked. I heard that they're making a Polish army. And I said, Huzary. They call it Huzary. Huzari. That is in Uzbekistan. And I said to myself, I'm going to go. Even I am a Russian citizen, but I'm going to say that I'm a Polish, and I speak Polish. Going back, we have to go almost 2 days. During the night you sleep, where you sleep, and in a ravine in the mountain. When I walking, the shoe was wet. I didn't realize, I didn't take them out, even not big shoe, but I didn't take them down. We slept like that. And when I came over there, I felt, after a couple of days, I felt my fingers, they be some scratching me or something. I got frostbitten in the 2 fingers.
Your toes?
The toes, yeah. The toes got frostbitten. And first I saw black. The toes were black. I was thinking, well, black is dirty. Well, who was watching the dirt at that time? We got lice, we got no hygienic. You can imagine yourself live in a situation like that. There's no water, it's cold. You don't wash yourself for days. And I went to the point where they got a point where they forming the new Polish army, a Polish army which is supposed to fight against German. And I wanted to go in, but I didn't have no papers, and secondly, they didn't talk me in because I was a Jew. They took in mostly Polish. Mostly Polacks. And that army was only 90% they took Polacks in.
Did you hide the fact that you were Jewish?
No, no. I didn't hide the fact I'm Jewish. And as a matter of fact, over there, I met a friend from my city. Should I continue? Yeah, yeah. I met a friend of mine from my city. He was also a tailor, that I know him. That he was already in, and they discharged him. They give him a completely unable to serve in the army. That was excuse. Categoria D, they will left, which is not true, but they got excuse not to take Jews in because they knew that they're going to take out those people. We didn't know about that. Finally, we went, and I met him, and he said, you know what, I got a paper to go, that was ready in 42, and we went to, they gave us a paper, not me, but him, and with 4 more boys. One was from, and they got a paper to go to other place in Chkalovsky Oblast, that is near Russia, that was Russia, but, and the paper said, go to that city and they give you a place where to stay over there.
Would that be in the army?
No, no, that was not in the army. That was still civilian. And I went with them, and you see, they call it a committee, they call it city council. And they give us the paper, they send us to a kolkhoz. And that time, a kolkhoz, that's a collective farm. They need badly people to work the fields because the able men went to the army. And now the Polish Jew, they didn't talk to the army, but the Russian government didn't trust the Polish to take them to the army because they were scared that they're going to jump over to the German. You know, it was a policy like that. If you born in part that was occupied through the Germans, a lot of Ukrainians went back to their home.
You went to this collective farm.
I was in that collective farm.
Mr. Zegner, we're going to stop here for a moment while we change the tape.
All right.
This is Sigmund Silver interviewing Mr. Leon Zegner on December 6, 1994. This is tape 2. Now, Mr. Zegner, you were telling us that you were on your way to join the Army and you were in a collective farm. How long before you were able to join the Army?
I joined in 1942. We read in the newspaper that they forming a new army, a Polish army under the auspices of the Soviet government, because that they prepared themselves to come in with a Polish army to liberate Poland. That was Germany was already a little bit defeated. The front went farther down. That I went in and volunteered to the as a volunteer to the Polish army. Naturally, I didn't say that I am from Tarnopol because by law I am not Polish citizen. That I said I'm from Tarnów, which is a little bit different, but I am by law I am not a Soviet citizen. That they took me into the army. And they send us, you see when I'm saying send us, because everything is, they send us to a point where they take an all new conscript, and after that, they divide them where to go. And they send us to Suma, that was in the Ukraine, which was already liberated. As I told you, in a kolkhoz, I learned how to drive a tractor. I decided, yeah, and over there you could choose. They was looking what education you have, because a lot of people didn't have enough education, Polacks or Ukrainian. Polacks, that I could choose officer school or pilot school, or I choose a mechanical school, which is what I knew better, and they send us, again the word send us, to a school under Moscow to drive trucks. The Soviet government got from the United States the Studebaker military trucks, which was written in Russian and in English, And they taught us not only to drive, but to fix the trucks. And we passed over there 4-month schooling, and besides military, also with bayonet and how to defend yourself and how to form circle, how to go through through bridges. And after that, when I finished, the front went farther down. They liberated already. Part of Poland they liberated already. And they sent us, with the whole group, to a point where we should be distributed to individual companies.
What was your rank at that time?
I was a private. I didn't look for higher, because that for me was only to go back to Poland, to go back to see if I can. I didn't look for military career. And it was, casually it was that it was in Majdanek, it was a point, after the liberation, it was a point where the military service, in Lublin, that was in Lublin, they made for militaries, where the German was, that was a point for the Polish army also to stay over there. And I was stationed for 3 months over there.
What town was that?
Lublin, Lublin. And
how were you transported from Moscow to Lublin?
By train. We came by train, and after that we came to Lublin.
And you were in the uniform of a Polish soldier?
Of the Polish soldier, yeah. I got experience in Lublin. When they liberated Majdanek, they catch five Germans. And
but before you got to Majdanek, did you come into contact with any refugees or war prisoners during that period while you were going from Moscow, going west?
With refugees, when we came in a railroad station, I don't remember, West Lutsk, I saw the first Jewish refugee who liberated from the partisans. And we got a word in Yiddish, Amchu. Amchu, that means if you are from mine creed. And I didn't know him, but I recognized by face that they are Jew. And we met them, and they telling us what happened with the partisans. We knew already what happened.
Did you hear of the existence of the death camps or the crematoria?
Yes.
Where did you get that information?
Yes, we got information already from the newspapers over there. In Russia, the newspaper already got information from the death camps, when they liberated, and how they killed.
When you received that information, what was your reaction?
You see, it was unbelievable, but that was the reaction of a person who lost everything. Till you don't see with the whole eyes.
It was hard to believe what you had heard.
Yes.
Then when you came to Lublin, you said that was near Majdanek?
Near Majdanek, yes.
When did you first come into contact with the inmates of the camp?
No, it was liberated already. That was liberated already. They made from the camp, that was liberated already. They made, in a part, they made a military unit of the Polish army. In Lublin, we met a lot of refugees, civilians. As a matter of fact, the government, the temporary government of Poland was in Lublin. That was.
And you came into contact with the prisoners of Madianik after they were liberated.
Yes, after they liberated.
What did they tell you about Madianik?
Majdanek. They tell us the horrors what they went through.
Did you actually go into the camp?
Yes.
What did you see?
When I went to the camp, I saw barracks of glasses like that, only glasses.
Eyeglasses.
Eyeglasses, yeah. I saw shoes, hair, and also we went to see the oven, and it was still over there the cyclone when they burned the people over there, all surrounded over there.
Did you come into contact with any of the any of the German guards or were the prisoners by then?
I came in indirectly from our company. They catch 5 Germans who was working in Majdanek, and they got a mishpet. They went in court. They give them to hang them, and they talk from our company. They told 5 Studebakers. They need 5 Studebakers. We don't know what, but we knew all survivors that it was said that they're going to hang 5 Germans. When they give the order to, they stay in the Studebaker, and the court is on the head. Before they give the order to move, before he's hanged, one German spit out, "Verfluchte Jude," because he saw that a lot of Jews over there came in to present the hanging of them.
Can you translate what he said?
Verfluchte Jude mean you verfluchte Jude was
Well, Jude is Jew.
Jew, but stinking Jew. It's not really, that word is not is a German one, a stinking Jew or something like that. You can imagine staying on the truck a minute before, a second before, he spit out. And,
what other experiences did you have with any German prisoners or anyone left from Germany?
When we came in, we marched in with the army. Through Poland. We went in, it was a lot of German cities. One time, we've been surrounded. The Germans did like that. They left a wagon with vodka, a railway station. They left vodka. And you know, the Polish soldiers, the Russian soldiers, they got vodka, and they counterattacked us, and they surrounded us, and we have to defend ourselves in the city against them, and they shooting from the roofs. In that time, I was more scared for the Polacks if I fell prisoner that they're going to say that I am a Jew.
Where did you go next?
I went where they sent me. You see, I was driving a truck. Where they sent me, I was bringing in to the front line ammunition, food, going back to the deposit.
Did you come into contact with any other prisoners from other camps?
I got one time experience. I went one time on the way to lodge. All of a sudden I got a flat tire. Flat tire, to have a flat tire is not like here you have a gas station. I went to a milliner, you know what a milliner is? Who makes from wheat
A miller.
a miller, yeah, a miller. I'm coming in, I'm in Polish uniform with a gun here. All of a sudden, come to me a Polish. My accent is in Polish, is like a Eastern accent, Lvov. He said, "Oh, you're from Poland. You're from Lvov. Let's drink." Right away, I went over there, put air to the tire, and let's drink. Oh, he said, you know, and the war was not over there. The war was, the front was farther down. He said, "Hey, I need not gun. How you say when you put in naboje to the gun?
Bullets?
Bullets. I need bullets." I said, "Why you need bullets? The front is not here." "Oh, we have still enemy. We have." "What enemy?" "Oh yeah, we have Russian. We have Jews still." I said, "You got Jew here?" I came in to the yeah, we have a Jew. He came over. He wanted to take over the mill. He came over to take over his property. I see a Jew sitting over there, but you know, almost out of the camp, skinny. And the Polak, when he drank a little bit, he's more and more. He said, "Oh, Jew, now I gonna kill you. I have somebody, a friend of mine." When I saw that he's running to him, I shot in the air. And when he stepped, he said, "Why, brother, what you doing?" I said, "No, go ahead, go away from him." And I said to the Jew, "Why are you sitting here?" He said, "I want to take back my my property." And I got, somebody was with me also. Colonel was with me. He heard the shot, he ran right away. "What happened?" I said, "You see what happened? If we took him to the, you see, we're not allowed to shoot somebody right away without, and they took him to the military police, which they were looking because they were killing over there in the region."
There was still anti-Semitism all over.
Sure was still anti-Semitism, yeah.
Did you find that in the army too?
I found it in the army. I can tell you a joke. I'm going to translate it to you in English. They ask a Jew, "Jew, you want to fight against Germany?" "Yes." "What you need?" "I want a gun which is crooked." "Why you want a gun which is, you know, a gun which is not straight? Why you want a gun?" "Because I gonna shoot from the corner that he shouldn't see me." You see, that is the.
Did you come into contact with any of the local people as you were going through? What was their reaction to what had happened? local Polish people?
You see, local Polish people, they was scared to talk against, oh yeah, I got one incident also, but that is not Jewish incident. That was not specifically Jewish. At one time they sent us to collect potatoes in a suburb of Lublin. How they do that? They send them to the mayor of the small hamlet and bring him a list of, you're supposed to give 5 trucks of potatoes, because the army has to live from somewhere. And the Polish, they, Armia Krajowa, they knew that they're coming to pick up the potato. They start to shoot at us. But that was not pure Jewish incident. As a matter of fact, in that Polish army was a lot of Jews. The German yelled at us in the front line. In the front line, they yelled at us, Paul, throw down your arms, because your army is a Jewish communist army.
How long did you remain in the army?
I remained till the war ended in 1945.
Before that, had you been able to get any news from your family in Chernobyl?
No. I even didn't went back to my city, because when I saw already what happened in all over, I couldn't get. I met people that they are from my city, and they told me what happened. I never went back. And
did you find out what happened to your family?
I heard that they've been in the ghetto, and my brother was made cigarettes and sell the Yosel. He was made cigarettes, sell in the bazaar and in the market cigarettes to survive. And after that, I don't know. They told me that they took him to a forest and they killed him, all of them. In Janowe.
Where were you when you left the army?
I was in Warsaw. And as soon as I could demobilize myself, demobilize mean throw down when the war finished, I decided I got enough with the Polish army, I'm going to fight for myself. And I enrolled myself in Zionistic organization, Shomer Tzair, which was forming in Warsaw. And my job was to go to find survivors who survived the war, to take them out of Poland to Palestine, because it was no future for us. There was no family. No, even I could have houses, or because they could give me as a veteran, they wanted to give me a house, but I saw it's no future for me in Poland. And I enrolled myself in Shomer Tzair, and I got my uniform, which I could freely move myself, and I went to Jewish committee. Some people came in out of hiding, out of Germany, I mean Jews, out of Russia. I went to them and I told them, listen, there's nothing to do here. Come to Palestine, and we're gonna be in our own land. That was mine. And we formed over there, that was connected with the Brecha. I don't know if you know what the Brecha is. That the illegal aliyah from Poland. that was supported through the joint also. We got where to live, food, and after 3 months, 4 months, we crossed the border illegally. And as a matter of fact, in that time, it was the pogrom in Kielce when I left Poland. You heard about the pogrom in Kielce? It was that time that you endanger, even I got one-time experience. Okay, I got the medals, which I earned, not that I was hiding. And you know, you show up, if you going out, you show up, after the war, you feel. And one time a Polak came over. Hey, Jew, where you bought the medals? You know, that was that we felt we don't belong over there.
So you crossed the border. What border was that?
We crossed the border to Czechoslovakia. That was organized as, it was organized through the Brecha. They told us not to speak Jewish, not to speak Polish, and speak only, if you know Hebrew or some words, because the Russian or the Pole shouldn't, that we said that we Greeks. It was not legal, it was illegal, but that was, we crossed through Czechoslovakia, and everything was organized. And we been in Bratislava, that was Slovakia, that was a staging point also.
How large was your group?
It was, if you go in a truck, 20 people, 18 people. You go in, you see, you got a lot of experience. You going during the night, you got no water with you, got no food with you. You jump you drink water. It's dirty, it's not.
Where did you go from there?
I went through Austria and to Germany. That was Eschwege.
Was that a displaced persons camp?
Right. That was organized a displaced person camp, yeah.
Now this camp, was that checked, the entrance checked by anyone? Were you free to come and go?
It was checked out, it was checked to go in. It was checked. But who got it in, we got the papers to show that we are Jew. And over there and don't forget, we've been with Shomer Tzair, that is our organization, a Tznius organization, and we've been with that group.
When you were there in Germany, did you speak to any German people?
I didn't, to tell you the truth, I didn't make contact with them directly, like talk politics or talk what happened.
What was their attitude towards the people at the camp?
They were not inside in the camp. They were not in the camp. I got another experience that after that I went to near München. That was near München, Bad by Fulda. I felt sick. Yeah. I got married ready. I felt sick with appendicitis.
Where did you marry?
What? In Eschwege, in Germany. And I felt sick with appendicitis. They took me to the hospital. Unconsciously, to a German hospital, unconsciously, I felt they give me ether to make me sleep. And they bind my hand, and they said, count, 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 till I fell asleep. And I fell asleep. I felt that somebody touched me, and I remember that I'm in Germany. I grabbed his hand and woke up. I said, I'm in Germany. Same thing to go to a barber, to shave myself. Sometime in mind, underconscious mind was, you can, but little by little you get out. We didn't live in close contact with the Germans. Even that they made an attack on that camp that I've been in Bad Zarschliv, I wasn't over there, but they told me that the Germans one day attacked the Jews over there.
How long were you in that camp?
I was, let's say, 45, 46 till 47.
Where were you trying to go to Israel?
Yes.
Why weren't you successful to get there?
All right. I was with my wife the first one to leave Germany, displaced camp, to go to Israel. My wife got 2 sisters in Israel. And my goal was also to go to Israel, even illegally. That we went, again illegally, through Austria again, to Italy. Italy is near almost, that we knew that we're going to go illegal to Palestine. And we're supposed to go with the Exodus, with Yetzius Europa, which is supposed to go from Genoa. They took us out from Rome, from the P camp to Genoa, and evidently the government of England said to Italy, if you let that ship go out of you, it'd be a represalia. That ship didn't went from Italy, they went from France. That they took us back to the camp, to the displaced camp. And we are already sitting again in the same, you have to, like a camp, you have to go, they give you soup, and you have to be in a camp. That my wife was pregnant already in that time, and she sent a letter to her sisters, we're going back to Poland, which we wouldn't do that. But only, the minute, and they made, the sister got somebody from an uncle in Argentina, and they made us papers to Paraguay, which Argentina didn't let Jew in. They let in Nazis, but not Jews. That we went to Paraguay.
What year was that?
That was in 1948.
You had a child already?
Yes, the child was 6 months old.
A boy or a girl?
A girl. And she was 6 months old, and we stopped. We got papers to go to Paraguay. That was bought, not legal. The paper said that I am a farmer, because they need farmers. That was all paid off. We're supposed to go to Paraguay. Paraguay, which is, in that time, was not advanced country, that we decided if we could stay in Uruguay, because Uruguay is much more advanced, or Buenos Aires is much more Jew over there. But they took us into a hotel and surrounded through guards, not to run away. And they took us with a plane to Paraguay. We came in Paraguay. I wanted to to do something with my life, for my wife, my children, I try to be a peddler. I got a Jew, he's from my city, he said, you know what, go out, I give you merchandise, and you be a peddler. They call it a klopper. Why a klopper? Because it was no bells, and the door they call a klopper. You come into a house, you want to buy, let's say, pants, shirts. Yeah, that's good, but we don't have money. That you have to give away time. That's 3 months, 6 months. And I need right away, I need to survive. That decided one goal is to go to Buenos Aires, because we heard that Buenos Aires is a bigger, a lot of Jews, and it was much easy to make a living over there.
Did you manage to get there?
Not so easy. Okay. How we managed? First of all, I wanted to do myself, leave my wife and the child over there. They catch me in the border and they put me back. Finally, we paid off somebody, a Polak. Always, we paid him off. He got a small boat, like the boat people here. He got a small boat, and you cross with the river. One side is Paraguay, the other side is Argentina. But it's not just like that. We travel all night, and in top we got bananas, and in the bottom we are sitting over there. We don't supposed to go outside. And the same evening, he let us out. I don't know where. I speak a little Italian. I don't know where he let me out. You're in a jungle. We made a fire. That was like that. It was 3 couples, a woman with 4 children, a widow with 4 children, and we don't know where we are. We made a fire during the night, and during the night the wild animals, woo, you know. But next morning I climb a tree, and I saw from cows they making a path. I said, "I'm got a path, yeah?" And I saw that somewhere, if his cows coming here is a path, supposed to be some house. And I made a sign where we are, and I told him, you sit here, and I'm going to go and say where we are. We came in, walking maybe half an hour, we're coming to a house, and I with the other guy, and I spoke with him Italian a little bit, and I said, where is here Encarnacion? We know where we're supposed to go, Encarnacion.
That was in Argentina.
That was in Argentina, yes. And she said, oh yeah, over there. And I said, no, I have bambino. Bambino means child. I have a child. Oh, you want a milk? And she gave me a can with milk for the children. And I got them, and we went back and talked the people back going. But meantime, she advised the border guards that we coming, that illegal, you know, people crossing the border. That all of a sudden two guards and horses, they come to us, and they taken us, not handcuffed us, but as a matter of fact, one policeman took our daughter because we were carrying the child 6 months, and the sun is burning over there. That was after Yom Tov, that was in September, something like that. And he took the child on the horse, he was carrying her, and we were walking. They took us into the police station. They booked us, the woman separately, men separately. You're crossing a border, you have to name, that's all. But meantime, we got with us one man, that he was my age, that he was a rabbi, that he advised he got connection that in that city, who's who, that he sent out a letter that we arrived here. And the Jew from that city, they came over, and they put a bail of us, and we sitting, they allocated us in a temple, the floors. And one day, one woman, she wanted to have a mitzvah, and she said, children, come over to us, we're going to make, the whole group, we're going to make a dinner for you. And over there is a lot of meat, and she said, children, you didn't eat so long, eat. All right, that is the, after that, when they put bail, and after that, they give us papers, temporary, that we can board the train to go to Buenos Aires. That was almost a day traveling by train.
And just briefly now, what was your experience? How long were you in Buenos Aires?
I was in Buenos Aires 15 years.
How did you make a living there?
Like I told you, my grandmother, with my father, with my mother, they told me, learn a trade, and that's beautiful for you, and that was, I went to work for somebody as a tailor, made pants. And after that, I made myself a factory, individual, and I got employed people over there, and I was making pants over there.
Do you have any more children?
Yes, we got one other daughter. One daughter is Betty, and one daughter is Nellie. Nellie was born in Buenos Aires.
Now, what circumstances led up to your leaving Buenos Aires?
All right, the circumstances is, again, the driving to be free. When Castro came to power in Cuba, in Buenos Aires, they threw down the government of Perón, and they catched Eichmann in Buenos Aires. Anti-Semitism was very, very much in that time. And we decided to leave Buenos Aires. And we got a house, we got a car, and economically it also was unstable. And one day my wife came over and she said, if we have to run away to Uruguay, we have all business, money business outside, because they're selling over there in 6 months. They don't sell cash over there right away, they sell notes. Little by little we sold everything, we came legally to United States in 1963.
How did you feel when you came to the United States after all that you had been through to a strange new country?
It's hard. You don't know the language. You don't know the form of doing, but with willness, I managed to free here. You can read the newspaper. In the beginning, I read the Jewish newspaper on the subway when I was traveling. In Buenos Aires, you couldn't do that. And we felt freely here.
Were there any private people or Jewish agencies or any other organizations that helped you when you arrived here?
No, I didn't have no. I was not. No, I was not involved. I came ready the second immigration ready. Yes, the joint helped us from Italy to come to the highest, the joint. We call it the joint. From Italy to Paraguay. But here I have no, the Jewish organization didn't help me because I don't need help. I was in that time economically stable, After 2 years, I made myself a shop again, working here, made a shop of leather coats.
When you first came to Argentina, did you speak of the Holocaust to anyone?
Yes. We always attended the ceremony, the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. And it was, and we always, our friends, all the survivors, mostly friends, they survivors, because we got a common bond, common language with the survivors. Somebody was in more danger, somebody was in less danger, but we all, like a nest, like a miracle, how we survive.
What was the reaction of those who weren't survivors to whom you told your experiences?
You see, the no survivors, they didn't felt, they felt it because they lost, they lost also family, but they didn't, you feel it in your own body when you feel it. When they hit you somebody, you feel it more than when they hit somebody.
Have you discussed your experiences in the Holocaust with your children?
Yes.
What was their reaction?
One daughter, she is very interesting. The other daughter, the oldest one, Betty, she cannot take it no more. Even our granddaughter, which is Carol, she is now 25, she said to my wife, "Grandma, why you didn't fought back?" And she couldn't understand that was not time to, you got no defense. You got no, you have to take it as it is.
If you were to tell us something about the Holocaust that could live beyond us, what would it be?
You see, the hatred between people is generation old between the Catholic and the religious background, telling you that sometime that is, I give you an example in Buenos Aires, Christmas time, you have 24 hours that the Jew killed Jesus. You know, when you hear a Jew, they don't know that Jesus was a Jew also. That the hatred between people that, especially in Eastern Europe, was generation back.
How would you like future generations to remember the Holocaust?
That's a good question. You have to look at, don't believe if they tell you that we good for you, you politician, you have to, don't believe what the politicians say in the beginning. The thoughts what said. They should learn in the schools, not segregated, not to be together. From childhood, you have to do that.
Mr. Zegner, I believe you brought some pictures and some medals that you have. If the cameraman would put them on the screen, then you can describe it to us. Looks like the cameraman has left his duties for a moment. So, but before we close, is there anything you would like to mention about your experiences during the Holocaust that we haven't spoken about?
I survive with one feeling that I should tell my parents how I survive. Now I want to tell my children they should keep the same experience what we went through to avoid not to have the same experience.
Do you believe that the Holocaust should be taught in the schools?
Yes. Yes. Because you see, you got now, even now, you got people that they're telling you never happened. Never happened, and it was a hoax. But who survived? I survived. One of the whole family I survived.
How do you feel that these revisionists, how they should be combated? How to get back that what they're saying is not the truth?
You see, that is you see, what you're doing, that's a good thing. That way at least you see it. Same thing when they opened the museum in Washington. The museum in Miami Beach, the surrounded the hand. Sometime I was over there. I saw people over there. They didn't know what happened. I explained them in Spanish what happened over there. And that is.
Have you been back to Europe since the war?
Yes. We went back to Europe. As a matter of fact, we went back to Auschwitz to pay tribute to morally, if somebody perished over there, at least. We've been in Auschwitz over there.
I believe the cameraman is back now. If he will show us the medals first, perhaps you can tell us what they're there for.
You see, one is for taking, fighting against the German in Berlin. And from the right side, from that side, that is mine right side, that is for Warsaw. And the third one, the blue, that is for the new borders in Odra, Nisa, Baltic.
And I have some pictures here. When it comes on the screen, could you explain who they are?
That is my father, Chaim Mendel Zegner, and my mother, Neshe Zegner. That I am in the Polish army.
I believe this is you on the
Yes,
background.
yes. The Polish army in the military uniform, yes. That was before 1939. Yes, before 1939, when I finished high school. When I finished school.
Before the war.
Before the war, 39. That's a picture of me after being sick with typhoid. It made a picture of me that I looked that way.
How much did you weigh at the end of the war?
In that time, I weighed very little. But after when in the war, I was I wasn't fat like now, but I was right.
This last one?
That was in 41. I am in the other side. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I am. That was in a place with friends.
That was in Tarnopol.
No, that was in Brzuchowice under Lemberg, under Lvov. That was like a curor. That was vacation time.
This is when your whole family was still together.
Yes, that was vacation time.
Mr. Zegner, on behalf of the Holocaust Documentation and Education Center, I want to thank you for sharing your experiences with us, and I personally want to thank you for letting me share with you your thoughts and your life. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
This has been Sigmund Silver interviewing Mr. Leon Zegner about his experiences as a survivor and liberator of the Nazi Holocaust. This interview will be included as a valuable contribution to the Oral History Library of the Holocaust Documentation and Education Center, Incorporated.